apparently something went blank, and then it just all went dark on me. So yeah. Oh no, 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 quick urine. No, no, quick urine. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back and it's working. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't do it again. Hopefully. Hold on. Yeah, we back. Yeah, we back. I'll go over there soon. I don't want to go over there because there's a creeper right there. Yeah, we're back. We're back moving and grooving. Okay. Alright. Okay. I found more iron. It was just not one block, right? There's more of that, right? There is. I was about to say, Minecraft ain't giving us just one. Okay. What? And I'm in a cave right now? It's not good timing. Hold on. On. Hold on. Jeez. We're back. Alright, I'm back. Okay. Okay. Got 20. That should be enough. Yet I didn't get any coal. Don't worry, I think I have some type of source. Yeah, that's a good source. all 20 in there. Okay. Actually, hold on. Put this one stuff up too. All right. Wait, I can get that gold now. Can I join? Yeah, you can. Although I am currently exploring the mines, so I don't know if you'll be any help. Well, it is if you have bedrock. If you have bedrock, you can join me. If you have Java, you can't. I am on a world. What are you on? Are you on Java? Or are you on Bedrock? Bedrock? I am on a world. You just probably do not have me friended. Plus, I am... You know what? Not right now. Don't join me. Because I want to, like, just explore this mine. I'm usually fine with people joining me if I'm in the overworld. If I'm not in the overworld, then please do not. Okay. Alright, hold on. Made a big loop. Alright. Tookie. Hold on. Hi, Tookie. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're doing well. Yes, I'm enjoying Minecraft. But I'm not enjoying this. Oh my gosh. Is that all of it? Okay. Okay. I'm getting a lot of stuff. This is awesome. Alright. Alright. Hold on. Gosh. Get to a safe spot. Alright. Gosh. Okay. Be right back. Alright, back. Whew. Alright. Here we go. I'm gonna go down. Alright. Alright. I might have to sort this out. I just need to figure out how to make a sorting system with redstone, because I'm going to try to do that. Alright, hold on. Be right back, chat. Oh, I don't. Chat, I do not know if y'all got to see this YouTube. Videos. Great. I don't know if y'all got to see this.
Ta-da! The star of the show has arrived! Cookie Run Kingdom. You want in on a scrumptious little secret? A tiny droplet of deceit can bring down a mighty empire. We all live for some spicy drama, am I right? This can't be real. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Well, well, well. Are we ready for some tomfoolery? Sorry to break it to you, but all this is scripted and staged. Ah, the sweet, sweet scent of deceit. If I told you I'm a liar, would that be a lie? What'd you do? I'm kind of into it. Bravery and hope. The hypocrisy. Hope is nothing else but a cheap trick of the mind. Whoa, pal, you don't want to get on my bad side. I planted a itty-bitty seed of doubt in your heart. A world blanketed with a cloth of lies. Makes me smile every time. This world is a joke. Believe me, I know stuff. Lying is bad. I'm so sorry. Time for the grand finale.
Oh, he looks pissed right there. Sorry, I wanted to show you all that. That's just funny. Did y'all get it? Did y'all get it? I don't know if y'all got the joke. Yeah, funny. It's basically some of his iconic voice lines. Where's mine? Where's my This is my favorite one.
Lying is bad. I'm so sorry.
Lying is bad? Oh, I'm so sorry. He's saying that as like a joke. And it's funny. Here's another one, one of my other favorites.
The sweet, sweet scent of deceit.
Sweet, sweet scent of deceit. Hold on, where's another one?
fire, pants on fire.
The dialect pants on fire. Gosh, why is he gonna be so funny? Oh, now I get it. He's a jokester. He's a jester. That's why. He makes really funny jokes. We just figured out why he's a jester. He's a jester. Yes. That makes this more funny. Here's another one. After this one.
Told you I'm a liar. Sweet, sweet scent of deceit. If I told you I'm a liar, would that be a lie?
Yes, probably. Who voiced this cookie? They're so funny. Hold on. Shadow. Milk. Cookie. Who voiced this dude? Alright. Dude, who voiced this dude? Voice actor. CJ. I'm about to look up this name. Did he voice anything else? Paste. Dudes. What else did this dude play in? Behind the voice actor. Games, yes, we know what he gamed. Yep. I think he's new. Dude voiced in. Nah, I'm gonna look. Hold on. Dude's a singer. Dude. Hold on. I'm looking in the dubbing wiki. American. I've never seen this dude. I've never seen this dude. This dude voices only in this. And that's all he voices in. Which is... I was about to be like... Excuse me, who voiced him? But it's CJ Palikowski. Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen anything about that dude. British or Scottish man. Dude lives in LA. So what does that make them? He's a British man. Oh, that's why. Got 3 days to look over our chronicle content. Extra. This is I don't know if y'all will be able to hear. Gameplay. Got your banners? I wonder if they have like hold on. Hey, has anyone figured out how to like pull from the Beast Gotcha like currently? Cause I can't find anything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna stop looking at this stuff. I can't find anything else. Uh.
This world is a joke. Believe me, I know stuff.
Believe me, I know stuff. What does he know? I wonder. Yeah, that's all. That's all they gave us. The first video yeah. I don't want to look at that. Chat, I do not want to look at that video. Because it says Shadow Milk Cookie is getting married. You know what? Close. You know, yeah. Oh hell no. Oh. You know what? We're going to just chatting. Oh, no. That'd be one flip of a wedding. That would be one good of a wedding. Because how would Shadow Milk be able to lie in a marriage? That would be so weird. Cause okay. Whenever you get married, you're not supposed to like lie about things. But that's basically Shadow Milk Cookie lying. So how would that work, chat? Please tell me. Please write that in a sentence or so. I'm just like visualizing the context of that. How would that work? How would that work? Ugh. Do we want to watch it, chat? I don't think I want to watch it. How would that work, chat? Hold on. One sec. Tell me this is a parody. Is this a parody? Your brain's being deep fried? You know what? Let's watch it. And if it gets too weird, I'm gonna take it off. If this gets too weird, just tell me, chat. My gosh. Chat, they haven't even released her cookie yet, and they're using the. Oh god! What's going on? What's going on? Chat, we've gotten another instance where she is a sip. Look, hold on. I'll go back. Sip! Sip! Gosh, she's a sip! Look at this. Look at it! You know what, Jet? We're doing something else. Hold on. Sip! 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 Hold on, hold on. She's a simp. I do not know how she doesn't, like, take control of herself. Weevil, 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 weevil. Zip! Wait, hold on. I'm clipping that. Weevil, 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 weevil. Hold on. Hold on. Sip! Sip! Okay. Sip! Sip! No, I'm just gonna. Wait, hold on. Sip! Sip! Yeah, okay. Nah, I'm clipping that. She is a simp, and she knows it. Now, chat, what would she do if it was the wedding? Would she actually intervene and say, I object? Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry. I had to make a clip of that. I clipped that. That's clipped now. My gosh. Yes! Con 200K. Ultra wide screen flash 400 million blues quality. Yes. Yes. Caught. You've been caught. You've been caught. People are gonna be like, what? Now we watching more of this. We watching more of this. I said cherry apple cookie. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh! You stole Simp! Simp! Candy apple cookie is a simp! My gosh! Real. Have some manners? Oh my, yes! Wow! Yeah, where's Hydrate? Where's Glad Hydrate cookie? Oh. Wait. 50 divorces. What the heck? Look at this. Look. Look at this. He expected 50 divorces. Right on the spot. My gosh. She's not happy about it. Yeah, what did you do? Alright. I think that was fan made because none of the cookies have came out yet for that. What else can we watch? For real. What's something else we could watch? Hold on. Oh my gosh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to find something to watch. Can watch something else. Hold on. Who wants to watch Big Baymax? Big Baymax. They're working on a Big
These are my top
Baymax.
writing tips. Number 1, before you start writing any essay, I would recommend drafting 5 ideas out. So I like to create outlines.
Okay.
Don't you ever feel sometimes it's hard to make something that's original?
Yeah, I just want to build something no one's ever tried before, you know?
Good luck with that, man. Everybody's
good luck
done
with
everything on the
that.
internet. There's nothing new. I bet you can't do something that no one's done before. Yeah, and whatever you do, it better be good.
Trust me, it will be.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing. No ideas. Useless. Empty. Brain.
Wow, washed up after one video? So sad.
It's over. I'm done. We're never gonna make a new video.
I'm not giving up on you yet!
What are you doing?
You're supposed to be an engineer or something. Think outside the box. A new angle!
Oh.
La, 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 la. For real, how are they gonna make that work? That's gotta be hard.
Okay, that was a little bit over the top, but we just want to show you how important this project is to us and our childhood. In the last shot, Jackson was watching a clip from the movie Big Hero 6, starring one of our favorite characters of all time, Baymax. In the movie, Baymax is essentially a big white inflatable marshmallow responsible for being your healthcare assistant. Since the movie came out in 2014, not a soul has attempted to recreate this project
not
in
a
real
soul.
life.
But since we
I
were kids,
wonder
we wanted
why.
nothing more than to bring Baymax out of our imagination
It's gotta
into
be
reality.
hard.
And in this video, we're gonna use the skills we've gained since then to realize our childhood dreams and be the first to build Baymax.
But how could 3 college students who are wildly underqualified and frighteningly overconfident ever do the impossible? Can we be the first people on the internet to build Baymax?
I gotta look at someone else before them has made Baymax.
Well, Max is starting to form the idea of how we're going to build Baymax. Jackson and I will want to tell you why we're actually building him.
See, we noticed that Max doesn't get a lot of hugs in his life, and we all know that robots are the only way to fix that. So we're gonna build Baymax to give Max the biggest and warmest hug of his life.
Stay around to see if he actually feels loved.
Now that we've started CADing and coding, let's talk about some of the difficulties and compromises we're gonna have to make with Baymax.
Since we don't have an unlimited budget or time as college students, some of the more complicated features like opening up from his red box and walking are just not going to be a possibility.
Sponsor, please. Sponsor. Maybe in the future we will tackle those issues, but for now, let's focus on the main capabilities we want to include.
First, we want him to talk and interact with you just like the movie.
We want him to be able to use his hands and fingers.
What don't they hook him themselves? I do not know. That might be personal reasons. I'm a little bit confused. You do not. Yeah, you brought up a good point. You do not need a robot to hug someone. Go up and hug them. Gosh. Yeah, but you brought up a good point. Why? Why?
See
That was a
and
little bit
interact with the world
confusing.
in front of him.
Have a screen in his chest so that you can rate your pain and show other diagnostics.
To be able to give warm hugs and have heating capabilities.
Be able to do basic healthcare scanning with our infrared sensor and camera.
And have a card reader to create
I don't
different
think they
personalities
told us
just
that,
like the
really.
movie.
Now let's talk about some of the components we're going to need to buy and build to make these features possible.
Go, go, go!
Alright, here's all the parts. We got a Raspberry Pi, Arduino, wind frame, servo controller, camera, color sensor, temperature sensor, power decision block. We got a LIGO breaker, special service, and a regular servo.
They have a
Even if you aren't an engineer, you could tell this is quite a big project, and we're gonna have to work hard and push our skills to make this project happen.
If this is your first time building with us, let me introduce ourselves. We are Jam, Jackson, Anders, Max, your 3 favorite college students who make cool engineering projects for your entertainment.
Okay.
Jackson is responsible for coding the things that make the things go.
Anders does the filming, editing, and making things look good.
And Max is on the mechanical stuff, which includes finding parts for what we need and putting them together. So let's start building.
Well, we lost audio for this clip, so we're gonna make it up. I'm gonna go and something. Hey Max, hey, what you doing? I'm installing the projector. Why? Because it needs to be installed. Yeah, why? Because I have to display. Yeah, why? That's a screw, I think.
Yeah, what?
Well,
Yeah,
what you
what?
doing?
Yeah,
I'm
what?
actually use screws to install things, bro. Because how else am I supposed to use it? I think you're wrong. I'm not wrong. You're definitely wrong. Okay.
This is the differential we will be using on the shoulder of Baymax. Differentials are commonly used on cars to allow the axle to output to the wheels at differing speeds during turns. On Baymax, the differential allows 2 servos to output 2 degrees of freedom while combining the torque. Here's how it works. When the servos rotate against each other, the shaft rotates, lifting the arm. When the servos rotate in the same direction, the shoulder rotates inward or outward. Coordinating these servo movements can create more complex and natural-looking shoulder motion. Servos are also directly responsible for driving the elbows. Meanwhile, the movement of the head and fingers is achieved using a string and pulley system, similar to how a puppet operates. This method gives us precise control of the movements, just like in the movies. Alright, that's enough hardware. Let's hear from your favorite college student, Jackson.
Okay.
Fine. It's software time. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's the last 2 months of my life. For the code, the goal is to make Baymax just like he is in the movie. Conversational, helpful, and full of fancy features. We have 2 platforms running the project. A Raspberry Pi computer and an Arduino microcontroller. The Raspberry Pi does all the smart stuff, so we'll call it Big Boss. The Arduino, or Little Boss, listens to Big Boss for instructions. When Baymax starts, Big Boss records audio with a microphone and converts any speech into text, using what's called an API. An API asks the internet to do something specific, like convert speech to text. After that, Big Boss uses skip that, you don't need to see that. Big Boss uses AI to categorize the response with things like body temperature, facial recognition, or an AI-generated response. Then Big Boss clones Baymax's voice and uses a speaker to respond to the user just like Baymax. Now, let's go to Little Boss land. Over here, Little Boss listens to Big Boss for instructions on how to actuate Baymax's arms and shoulders, and also controls the heating element, the lights, and the card reader. Little Boss is the volunteer we all want in our lives. He works 24/7 without pay. Altogether, these 1,500 lines of code are what make Baymax.
I mean, that's how everything works. But without pay... What? Okay.
Awesome, and me go insane.
Alright, so we bought 9 of these 20-kilogram
That's
brushless
insane,
RC servos.
yeah.
We determined they were strong enough for the load, but we didn't consider is they're not meant to be used outside of RC applications. So anytime we sent them a signal, they do a bunch of jittering. No matter what we did, we couldn't fix it. I tried to blame it on Jackson.
Classic.
Because it really Software's fault, but this time it wasn't. So we reached out to our friends at Hytech, and they graciously provided with 9 servos. So we're gonna go pick those up right now.
Alright guys, we're on our way to pick up the servos from the warehouse.
This is what I'm gonna do as the way
Get started.
I'm just gonna watch videos.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks so much. Be safe.
Now that we have the servos from our friends at Hytech, I've installed it on the differentials, the elbows, the fingers, and the head. and they'll definitely work this time.
And for the software, we built an algorithm that smooths out the movement of the motors so they definitely won't break themselves.
We've got Baymax all built. Now we just have to figure out how to make them talk.
Whoa!
Can you make him do a fist bump though?
Baymax, go get him, go.
Anders here in editing, where we're gonna make the voice for Baymax so that Jackson can implement it in the software.
Wow, he's actually doing something.
First, I'm gonna edit clips of just Baymax talking from the movie, and then feed it into 11 Labs. Then, we're gonna make our own voice model using the fancy software.
Real the
Yay! Now, we can feed that text and get Baymax's voice out whenever we want.
Life.
What happens?
We were testing out the servos, and a bunch of magic smoke came out
Life happens, and then stuff goes wrong in life.
of two of the servos and the differential.
No!
These two. Shoosh. Anyways, so now they didn't break the gears, but the motors definitely cooked.
No!
So we'll have to do something about that. Probably get stronger servos and counter spring the arm.
No!
That's me right there. Whenever something goes wrong, I'm just like, ugh, come on! Life! That's life right there. At the finest. Me too.
Alright, cut! Alright, we're back here. This time I have new servos from High-Tech. They're their highest torque brushless servos, and this time they definitely work. And Jackson did some stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I built an algorithm that makes sure that Baymax's servos don't move too far so he doesn't dislocate his shoulder.
Now that we have all that done, I think we're pretty much ready to show you the product. Shall we?
Oh, they did good. Yes! The marshmallow fingers!
Alright guys, after 2 months of work and hundreds of hours, we finally finished Baymax.
And it took a lot of work, but he is jam-packed with features, and we can't wait to show you guys what he can do.
Okay.
Alright, well, to show everything that Baymax can do, I'm going to ask him questions, and we're going to see how he responds, and if he really is just like the movie. Alright, so now we're going to see if Baymax can recognize my face. Hello, Baymax.
Hello there, Jackson. How are you doing today?
And just like that, Baymax
Oh! That's cool! I love that. He said hello, Baymax, and then they replied back. Which is awesome. It's just like in the movie. Just like in the movie.
recognized my face and now knows all of my medical history. So let's test that. Hey Baymax, should I be cautious about eating any certain types of food?
Yes, you have a severe allergy to peanuts.
Just blatant. Yes, you have a severe allergy to peanuts.
I would recommend staying away from peanuts to avoid bad consequences.
And he knows it. Alright, so in the movie, Baymax has different personalities that can be given to him through his different cards in his card reader. So let's see if that works. We're going to take out his green card and put in his red card.
Warning! Combat mode activated. Please step away.
And just like that, Baymax is now in combat mode, ready to fight some bad guys. It's a little scary.
Hello, I am Baymax, your personal healthcare companion. My programming was created by Jam, Jackson, Anders, and Max. What is the nature of your medical emergency?
My wrist is really hurting today. What do you think I should do?
Look at that! That's cool! It actually projected it. I think they made Baymax, guys. They actually made Baymax! Look, it has a happy to the mad, the 1 to the 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your pain? I will scan you now. Scan complete. You have sustained a minor sprain. I recommend ice. I will apply a cold pack.
My pain's only about a 5. Do I really need to do all that?
A rating of 5 indicates your pain is mild. Ice will reduce inflammation and help heal your arm. I cannot deactivate until you say you are satisfied with your care. Are you satisfied with your care?
So wait. This is the part where he would go back in after they said, "Oh, yes, I'm satisfied with my care." So wait, how did they do that with them saying, "Oh yeah, we're not gonna do the big like bulky box thing where he comes out"?
I am satisfied with my care. Well, I'm really happy about how Baymax turned out,
just turns
and we were
off
able
when
to
he
accomplish lots of the features that we set out to do. However, we did run into a couple problems from the software side. The computer, the Raspberry Pi, or the big boss that's running this whole thing, is just a little too slow to make Baymax run super duper fast and really feel lifelike. So in the future,
I'm hoping they made a revision of this where they could actually make him going up from the thing and then walking out, but I don't think that's a possibility.
I'd really like to improve on that. Now let's talk to Max about some of the accomplishments and problems we have on the mechanical side.
Alright, so some of the accomplishments I had was installing all the sensors. So that's our camera sensor, our temperature sensor, color sensors for car detection. As far as the animatronics go, there's 9 servos all throughout this that control the arms and everything else. Big problem I had was this differential was designed for different servos. So that meant that meshing the gears didn't work, and so we can't really raise the arms all the way. But the elbows still work perfectly because it's direct driven. And then we have a hair dryer for heating because that's basically the most efficient heater I could find. It's like 1,000 watts of heating, and I had it laying around. So the problems were getting this camera in the right position so it can see people, so you might see a couple different holes. Besides that, everything went according to the CAD and to the plan.
Alright, so even though I don't have a crucial part in the building of Baymax, I am making this video, and it's just been very difficult to be able to get these guys to stay on a deadline and make sure all the building happens and I'm able to actually film it. So we had some problems just like documenting a lot of what you saw in this video, so that's why it seemed sometimes a little bit choppy, but I'm really happy with how Baymax turned out, and I'm just proud of this video. So I'm glad he's done, and I'm proud of us as a team. But first, let's see if Max feels loved by the hug from Baymax in the most over-dramatic
I forgot
scene.
about that.
Wait for it.
I'm gonna say this before he even hugs him, because he's getting ready to hug him. Why? Just why? Why couldn't they hug him himself? Did he not feel satisfied with his care by doing that? I don't get this. Chat, I don't get this. Why? Okay. Oh? Yeah. They were gonna hug him at the end. Okay. They just wanted to have a group hug. Okay. They just wanted to, like, have a big group hug, I'm guessing. I don't get that. Okay. Oh, Mark Rober? Okay. Yeah. I like Mark Rober. Okay. Yeah, I like these videos. These videos are fun. That's why. Yeah, he did. Let's watch it. The Smartest Crow.
From Pixar comes an all-new original series.
Everyone is chasing the feeling of a win.
Hey, Lori, you're famous.
But if someone wins,
You're not funny.
somebody has to lose.
These juicy nugs are the favorite food of an incredibly intelligent crow, but they're being defended by this bird cage. Because if she wants to gain access to the nugs, she'll need to first solve the 9 increasingly difficult puzzles I designed to protect them. This crow escape room gauntlet is extremely challenging. So challenging, in fact, for comparison, I had some young humans also attempt to solve the...
One sec. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay.
The exact same puzzles with fascinating results. Whoa. But just like with my backyard squirrels, I will admit that in hindsight, I completely underestimated my adversary. Now, juicy nugs might seem like an odd choice, but if you look closely, you could spot the exact moment my personal vendetta against the crows started about a year ago. Did you catch it? I'll play it back, but this time, watch right here. The crows had figured out I DoorDash food to my porch on an embarrassingly regular basis. So when a car rolled up to my house and a person got out, it meant dinner was served. And this continued.
That's a smart crow. That's a smart crow, you can tell.
Continued on for nearly every delivery, until it all came to a head one day when they once again decided to go for my nugs.
Trying to take the whole bag with him.
What? But this time, instead of giving up like a quitter, I reordered my food because I was really angry and hungry. And this is when I realized I was in over my head. Because I was no longer just having my food stolen by a crow. I was being bullied by a crow, as he just knocks over my drink and flies off.
Yay!
In fact, I'm no crow translator, but if you play that back at double speed, that's a bully's laugh if I've ever heard it.
Are
you serious? And the true irony here is of the 8 billion people on the planet, mine was quite possibly the worst porch for them to be stealing from. Because I spent the better part of 7 years seeking revenge on a different species that was stealing from my porch.
What?
In the form of fake packages, fine glitter, and copious amounts of fart spray.
Man.
Alright.
And so at this point, I needed answers. I wanted to know if I was really being targeted here. Like, actually, how smart is a crow? And after even a minimal amount of research,
Well,
it
how
turns
about
out
we
really,
look that
really
up
smart.
before?
From playing an instrument.
How about we look that up before we figure that out? How smart are crows? They are considered to be incredibly intelligent, with scientists often comparing their cognitive abilities to that of a 7-year-old human child. They can solve complex puzzles, use tools, understand basic concepts like numbers, even recognize individual human faces, demonstrating advanced problem-solving skills and memory capabilities. So these crows are so smart, they want to steal some food. My gosh.
To understanding and manipulating human objects, to straight up psychological warfare, where you see this crow here wants some water, but the big bad vulture is currently being a water hog. So he sneaks up behind him and
Being a water hog. Am I right? Gosh, gotta be a darn water hog. Yeah.
plucks out a feather, literally framing the poor other vulture, who gets chased off as this genius instigator gets what he wants. So to fully test the theory, I was deliberately being picked on by all my neighborhood crows. I found a crow named Cheryl at a bird rescue sanctuary to represent their species as I tested the limits of their intelligence. And like any good scientist would, we started off with the first step of the scientific method, by just observing her with some cameras we placed in her enclosure. It was really interesting to see how her curiosity would drive her to figure out clever ways to interact with the objects in her environment, occasionally motivated by a strategically placed treat. It became clear she had a few favorite objects she loved to play with, like this wooden ball, as she demonstrated a surprisingly deep understanding of cause and effect. So after a couple of months of observation and study, a plan had now formed to test their species with a 9-part escape room gauntlet, which meant the only thing left at this point was to put that plan into action with a 10-second build montage. Here are the basic elements. For starters, I've placed her favorite combo meal right here on this table. From sad experience, I know when she enters this room, the first thing she'll be drawn to are the juicy nugs. But it will be impossible for her to access them because of this reverse birdcage that's meant to keep birds out. And the only way for this birdcage to autonomously unprotect the nugs is if she solves all 9 of our puzzles, starting first right here on this desk. Because this is where Cheryl will find a graduated cylinder with her favorite wooden ball that's too far down for her to reach directly with her beak. So here's the question. If you're a crow, how would you solve this puzzle given all the materials you have at your disposal here on the table? Well, if you said you would take the heavy rocks and you would add them one at a time to raise the water level, you'd be right. So Cheryl will have to come to the same conclusion in addition to not using any of the other decoy materials like the cork or the cotton balls that would just float uselessly on the surface. Once she adds enough rocks to get the ball, the water level will now be high enough to complete the electrical circuit with these 2 pieces of copper tape. That then sends a signal to an Arduino this puzzle has been sufficiently solved, and after a few seconds time delay, a light automatically turns on, leading her to the next puzzle, aka the scales of justice. After seeing videos like this where the crows are interacting with human-made objects and tools, in this case, to get water, we present her with a scale to see if she can figure out how to use it. Once again, there are objects on the table to choose from, and if she adds enough of them to one side, it will tip the scales, triggering this limit switch here, indicating the puzzle is solved, which will activate the lights on the Scooby-Doo portrait roulette. The goal for this puzzle is to assess their facial recognition capabilities, because I remember seeing a study where researchers captured and tagged a set of crows wearing a specific mask, and then later released them. So after that, the crows would dive bomb and attack anyone wearing that mask. But even
that sounds scary. That sounds scary. Think if you were one of those people wearing a mask and they saw you, they would just go straight at you. That's scary. Don't like that. That's suspicious.
Even more interestingly, they were still doing it a decade later, meaning if a crow doesn't like you for some reason, they will remember your face and pass that vendetta on for generations.
That is also scary. You have one instance against the bird, you're done for. Oh, okay. But yes, this is scary as well. This is scary as well. You give a bird one reason to hate you, vendetta. Vendetta against you. For real stuff, for real. Yeah. So, chat, never have vendettas against birds. I'll repeat this. Never have vendettas against birds. Especially crows.
In our case, we left a picture of me in Cheryl's home enclosure, and every time she pulled on the leather strap underneath the picture of my face, she would get...
Have they had an encounter with a bird? Hello.
a treat. So to see if she remembers my face, even in different clothes, we'll rotate through these portraits that include decoys like Kevin the Backyard Scientist, and some guy who made a cameo in my lemon battery video.
Oh, delicious. Wow. Refreshing, organic, not worth 10 hours. Amazing. 12 hours. Totally worth it.
And if she pulls on the leather strap and rings the bell associated with my face, the piezoelectric sensor on the back will sense the vibration and some money will flutter down from the ceiling, at which point we once again rotate the Scooby-Doo portraits. Then once she's correctly picked me 3 times in a row, she can move on to the next puzzle called the cash grab. The idea here was to mimic the videos where people train crows to go out and retrieve money they find lying around and then exchange it for a treat. In our case, all the dollar bills have NFC chips.
Why can't cats and dogs be like this? I would ask my cat every single day to go find money, and if they find money, they can come back and get a treat. I would love to do this.
Chips on them, and the money collection box has an NFC reader near the opening. So if the reader registers all 3 dollar bills have been added, it tells that to a microcontroller that activates a servo motor that opens this door, revealing a tool. Now on the off chance she even makes it this far, Cheryl has to grab that tool and bring it to the next puzzle, aka the fishing hole. The inspiration for this puzzle was from this fascinating video I saw where a crow took a piece of bread that would have been a fine meal on its own, but instead it used the bread as bait to lure a fish to upgrade to a...
Hello, Tookie. Sorry, we're learning about crows. And we're learning about how crows are so intelligent. Tookie, if you ever have a bird, watch out. You can get a vendetta against them. We're watching stuff about crows. Basically, this is testing the world's smartest crow. Yeah. Never get a vendetta against a bird. And also, you can train a bird to go get money. Well, you can train a crow to go get money in exchange for a treat. So you can grab the money and give them the treat.
A much better meal. And then in another video, I saw a crow use a stick as a tool to remove a tasty worm out of a hole. So here, Cheryl will first need to figure out how to bend the end part of this tool into a hook shape, after which she has to stick it in here and fish out the cup. Now the whole container system here is supported by a strain gauge continuously measuring the weight of the system. So when it registers it's lighter by exactly 1 cup, the next puzzle lights up. And this was a pretty straightforward cup stack challenge, and it's something we saw a lot of examples of online, including with Cheryl herself in her free play. The engineering here is pretty clever though, with an inner and outer copper ring in each cup, so as they stack up, the electrical circuit gets closer and closer to being completed. And when she has the final cup she retrieved from the fishing hole, it completes the circuit, lighting up an old classic throwback from the squirrel obstacle course, you guessed it, the tourist trap. This is sort of designed as a reprieve and a little bit of a fun break for the final two puzzles. And lest you think crows don't like to have fun, I'll direct your attention to this crow repeatedly sledding down this roof, and this crow and his buddy
Me for real. I'd be sliding down that.
swinging from this branch like Tarzan. Here, of course, when she sticks her head through the hole, allowing us to take her adorable picture, she's rewarded with an appetizer portion of a juicy nug to whet her palate and give her the strength to go the distance, which she'll need to face the penultimate challenge, aka the shipwreck. The idea behind this puzzle came from seeing crows coordinate their beaks and feet sort of like this. So Cheryl has to pull the cork off and then continue pulling up on the string, pinning it under her foot the whole time until she's pulled enough of the string for the ship to teeter backwards, triggering this tilt switch, sending the signal to activate the final challenge. The egg drop. The concept here came from probably the most incredible example of crow intelligence in the wild that I stumbled upon in my research, where in order to crack open an impossibly hard walnut, they would first drop the walnut into the street directly above the crosswalk. Then cars would drive by cracking the nut, at which point the crows would wait for the crosswalk to turn, then safely hop out to collect their delicious.
Smart. This crow is smart. This crow is so smart. Love this crow. They dropped it on the crosswalk. Cars ran past it, and when they got to be able to walk to get their stuff, they were able to.
Just reward. So inside our egg, there's an IR emitter. But in order to access that, instead of teaming up with cars in a crosswalk, Cheryl will need to team up with our buddy Isaac Newton, harnessing the power of gravitational potential energy to break it open. Because if she manages to do that, after somehow solving all the other 8 puzzles as well, well then this IR emitter will trigger this IR sensor hidden at the base of the table, which will give the final signal to raise the bird cage, earning her the right to gorge on her well-deserved combo meal for as long as she wants, without any fear of me chasing her off my porch. I should mention, by the way, this beautiful birdcage was custom built for me by my Mythbuster buddy Adam Savage, and he made a really cool build video for it over on his YouTube channel called Tested. You should totally check out. So with the maze all set up, I just needed to lure Cheryl to the study, and I knew just the trick, at which point all I had to do was wait. And I didn't have to wait long.
Oh, she came running!
I should mention, while I do have an affinity for testing species like crows, squirrels, and even octopi, my favorite species is humans. So I invited a few of them out to serve as a control group before Cheryl made her official attempt. Okay, to get the juicy nugs, you gotta solve 9 puzzles in this room. Any questions? Go. And the
Doodle's like, yeah, I think I have a question. And he's like, nah, you're fine.
EVE Online is a vast universe.
The problem-solving skills kicked in right away.
I see light here. Yeah, maybe in the drawers? Nothing. Hold on, wait. Think like a crow.
To retrieve the wooden ball, they started by just trying to utilize all the various objects on the table.
So we got a cork, pom-pom balls, rocks.
And it was really cool to see them trying a bunch of different things, totally unafraid of failure.
We need to find one that's long enough so that it'll push the water in and then it'll rise up.
While learning a little more with each unsuccessful attempt.
Maybe we put the rocks in and make the water go up?
Oh yeah!
Until finally...
Smart.
There's more rocks! More rocks!
They earned the eureka moment.
I got it.
Yes!
At the second puzzle, they started to recognize some patterns and pick up some confidence and momentum. On puzzle 3, immediately demonstrating their own excellent facial recognition skills with perhaps my favorite line of this whole video.
Hey, I reckon it's Backyard Scientist, the guy who helped with the lemon guy.
The guy who helped with the lemon guy.
Mark Robert.
On this one, they couldn't reach the bells, so they tried a very novel approach that didn't quite work.
Just barely. Couldn't you use this?
But it inspired a solution that did.
Oh, money!
Sort of.
Oh, no! How are we supposed to get for that? We're not birds of prey.
We're not birds of prey! That's funny.
Trying different things and knowing that failure is part of the process is what it means to think like an engineer. This is such an important skill to develop for life. It's written right on the side of every Crunch Labs build box that gets delivered to your door every month, where we build a really fun toy together and learn about the fascinating physics that make them work. The best part is, just like I try to do with my YouTube videos, we hide the vegetables, so you're learning all these useful life skills like resilience, but every step of the journey is still really fun.
That's awesome.
Plus, all Crunch Lab subscribers now be taken from actual space and the chance to win the platinum ticket every month to come hang out with me and my team for a day. So if you're a kid and you're looking for something to put at the top of your Christmas list, or you're just looking to be the household hero by gifting it to someone else, use the link.
Can I get one? I want one. Even though I'm not a kid.
In the video description or head to crunchlabs.com, where we're giving away 2 free boxes for our holiday special, so you've got something even more fun to open up.
This is the holiday. This was 2 months ago.
Yeah!
And then some juicy nuts.
We gotta get out before Mark gets here.
Now back to Cheryl. Just as I suspected, the irresistible prize inside the birdcage caught her immediate attention. And I can't blame her for trying the brute force shortcut, which of course comes up short. And as she steps back and surveys the situation, you can tell she knows this isn't going to be easy. So she starts out with a lap around the room, which admittedly was not very informative. At which point she remembers she has wings and starts checking things out from a higher vantage point. And you can almost see her trying to work things out as she recognized variations on a few elements and toys from her enclosure, because we tried to model some of the puzzles after them. But even still, ultimately she was left scratching her head on how to proceed until we officially kicked things off by lighting up the first puzzle, which piqued her interest enough to investigate further, and that's what she noticed: her favorite wooden ball. And just as I'd hoped, she immediately tried to retrieve it, but came up just short. So the question was, what would she do next? And this was the first moment I realized my nugs might be in trouble. Because just like the kids, she surveyed all the items at her disposal on the table, but unlike the kids, she settled immediately on the right answer. And right as I was thinking she was going to smoke the kids in this competition, she recalibrated my expectations with a reminder that, anatomically speaking, she was still in fact working with the brain the size of a grape, as she dropped a rock into the cork dish. But then after realizing this wasn't quite right, she corrected herself by placing the rock into the empty beaker. After which, to her credit, she refocused her efforts. And it didn't take much longer to get to this point, where she very cleverly used the bobbing action from the buoyancy force on the ball to save herself a few more rock drops. And with that, the sensor was tripped and puzzle number 2 was illuminated, indicating it was time to move on. Cheryl had a setup fairly similar to the scales of justice in her enclosure at home, so this was more of an underhanded softball pitch to allow her to build up some momentum. Sure enough, she got right to work, at which point she immediately quit work to try and force the balance beam into the completed position. But since the limit switch needs a sustained contact before lighting up the next puzzle, she ditched that plan with a return to her more conventional efforts.
Yeah, do
and
that.
She was surprisingly picky at which coins she wanted to add to the dish. So picky, in fact, that adorably she went back to get her favorite wooden ball to add to the tray. And look, not to nitpick because she was doing great, but she displayed a fairly rudimentary grasp on the relative densities between a wooden ball and a metal coin, as she seemed sort of incredulous that wouldn't do the trick. But after one more coin, and a bit of an assist that I'm gonna let slide, limit switch was triggered, moving us on to puzzle 3, the Scooby-Doo portrait roulette. And right away, she seemed to recognize my face from her enclosure back home, because she immediately started cawing a bunch at my picture. And once again, while I don't speak crow, I'm pretty sure this translates to, "You're way more handsome than the lemon guy." Once she sufficiently expressed her feelings, she rang the bell under my picture, triggering the piezoelectric sensor, sending a dollar bill fluttering down. Now, we've seen her stuff paper into tissue boxes back in her home enclosure, so to help nudge her in the right direction, the lights to the cash grab turn themselves on.
Gotta go fly over there.
And after a bit of poking around, she figured out what to do by putting the money in the box, at which point, nothing happened. And as you can see, this confuses Cheryl. And then it frustrates Cheryl as she tries to find another way in. We wanted her to ring the bell a total of 3 times to prove that picking my face once wasn't a fluke. So eventually, when no new lights come on and nothing happens, she makes her way back to the Scooby-Doo portrait roulette to troubleshoot things. Eventually, she rings the bell under my face once more, letting the dollar bill flutter by. And then one final time, only on this one, making an incredible Dude Perfect worthy mid-air grab right at the warning track. From there, it was pretty straightforward for her to stash both of the final bills.
Got this. Fly up there.
Registering a completion of the puzzle through the NFC reader, giving her both a jump scare and the tools she'd need for puzzle 5, the fishing hole. Now, fortunately for Cheryl, she hops on over to the newly lit puzzle without realizing this is a bring your own pole type of situation, which once again,
she's trying to get it.
puts her at a dead end.
What in the
But at this
world?
point, she seemed to have an understanding of the cause and effect relationship between the puzzles. So she scoots herself back over to the cash grab, grabs the tool, and then makes her way back. And on her first attempt, she tries to sort of wedge the cup with the stick, which clearly wasn't going to work, which leads to what is quite possibly one of the coolest things I have ever seen, as she goes full-on blacksmith mode, hammering away, fashioning the end of the stick into a hook, at which point she drops it back in, and successfully retrieves the cup. This, of course, is registered by the strain gauge, which communicates to the microcontroller, paving the way to the cup stack. And I knew this would likely be one of the easier puzzles for her, since she played with a similar toy a bunch at home. The trick would be if she could figure out the final cup in the stack was the one she caught from the previous puzzle. And sure enough, without too much difficulty, she stacks the first cup, and with just a little more
Put it
difficulty,
in there.
she stacks the second one. But once again, when no new lights come on, she quickly figures out our clever trick and out-clevers us, retrieving the top cup and bringing it back to complete the copper tape circuit, allowing her to move on to the crowd favorite, the tourist trap. Cheryl had earned every bit of a break by somehow making it this far. Plus, I figured she could use a little caloric nugget boost to give her the energy and motivation to finish this out. And in exchange for all that, she did not disappoint with the snapshot worthy of a postcard, which meant it was on to the penultimate puzzle, the shipwreck. And the calorie boost seemed to pay off, because without a whole lot to interact with here, she pretty quickly figured out she should just pull out the cork, showcasing her very skillful beak-claw coordination in the process. And as soon as she pulled it out far enough to teeter the ship, the tilt switch passed on the input signal, revealing to the room the final boss. And of course, I've shown just the highlights here from all her attempts on the puzzles, but she'd somehow persevered and made it this far, which meant if she figured this out, it would be an absolute clean sweep. So after sizing up the situation and considering all the options, she comes to the correct conclusion and teams up with Gravity, exposing the IR emitter, which gives the final signal it is time for her to enjoy the greatest meal of her little feathered life. And to no one's surprise, after solving all the complex puzzles in this escape room gauntlet, it was a pretty simple task to get right to the nugs. But before she'd even finished her long-coveted, well-earned reward, she delighted me with one final touching surprise as she grabbed another nug, slathered it in a little dipping sauce, and then offered it up almost as a gesture of mutual respect and goodwill between our species. And I suppose in the end, whether or not my original crows were picking on me is sort of irrelevant, because I now know they're smart enough where you don't really want to find out. So out of respect to both them and my new friend Cheryl, whenever I now order food to my door, I leave a side of juicy nugs as an offering, which I hope will put me in the good graces of them and their posterity for years to come as they pass down tales of my generosity to their future grand crows. Either way, it just feels good to return to my roots, feeding all the neighborhood birds. Wait, zoom in. Here we go again.
Not the squirrel!
This is Travis.
At a loss of words.
And the reason he's at a loss of words is because his hackback box happened to contain the Platinum Diploma, which means college is now free for him or anyone he wants.
That's awesome.
And the chance to win free college and to visit the Crunch Labs, plus the fact that you'll get your selfie taken in space, are just a couple of perks you get automatically if you sign up for BuildBox if you're a kid, or Hackpack if you're a teen or adult.
Squirrel. Not the squirrel. We're gonna watch Fort Knox after this.
Nailed it! And Hackpack especially makes for a great holiday gift for that person in your life that's really hard to shop for. Because it's basically a really fun robot in a box that gets shipped to your door where we build it together, and it meets you at your current level. So if you've never built or coded anything before, it will be your first successful step just towards making cool stuff like you saw all throughout this video with the crows, because it works right out of the box without needing to know any code. But if you're already a master builder and programmer, we designed it intentionally to be tweaked and modified so you can get creative using the online coding module to totally upgrade what it can do and then show it off and get feedback from the community. So this year, whether you're a teen or adult or you're a kid, if you want to give or receive the gift of thinking like an engineer while having a ton of fun at the same time, just go to crunchlabs.com, use the link in the video description where to say thank you. We're giving away either 1 or 2 free boxes as a holiday special. Thanks.
That's a reminder. That's a past video. That's like, okay. So want to get out of that. Go back to Mark Grover. Where's Fort Knox? Basically, they make a whole bunch of contraptions just for a squirrel. Which is funny. I love this. Where's Fort Knox? Yeah, Squirrel Olympics. Got Squirrel Olympics down here. What, for a squirrel. Okay. It's called Fort Nuts.
What if there was no galaxy far, far away, and there was no joy, and they...
Starters, here's their favorite bird feeder. This is a bird feeder, and everything you see surrounding me in my yard is an attempt to protect it from 4-thieving squirrels. If they want the bird seed and the lifetime supply of walnuts in this bank vault, they'll first need to pass through my 9-part obstacle course. By design, it's extremely challenging. It's meant to test their mental limits and their physical limits. I held back no punches, but I have to admit in hindsight, I once again completely underestimated my adversary. And truthfully, I never thought I'd be that crazy guy in the neighborhood obsessing over the squirrels, but they started it first when they would constantly pillage the birdseed from any bird feeder.
Not the bird seed. Not the bird
put
seed!
up about a year ago. That led to me defending it with an obstacle course which they handily defeated, and so after a year of ruminating on how to avenge that L with a majorly improved version, and then 2 months of planning, my buddy John and I got together for a 20-second build montage. Here are the basic elements. For starters, here's their favorite bird feeder at the end of the course, and it's sitting atop Fort Nuts, the most secure walnut vault in the western United States. Now, since birds can fly, they can come and go as they please and eat all the food they want. But the only way for the squirrels to make it right here is by surviving my 9-part grueling obstacle course, which all starts right here. Climbing up this pole to this platform is the single gateway to enter the course. Every other pole you see has some kind of countermeasure to keep the squirrel from just climbing up and then entering the course halfway through. And so the first challenge is this casino, which may seem like an odd choice until you realize that as we were building the course, we also built them some cozy little squirrel houses. So we put them up in a couple different trees, and after a few days, it looked like they'd actually made some renovations. So I went to take a closer look. And sure enough, here's the before and here's the after. Even on the inside, they made some questionable decor updates. So while it might look like they were just using the houses to relax, or stretch, or look out the window, or like, wrestle, the satellite communications gear, and the tactical mission planning, and the mini vault to practice cracking a safe told a completely different story. This gang of 4 high-end professional birdseed thieves were secretly planning to pull off an honest-to-goodness Mission Impossible Ocean's 11 style mega walnut heist, which is why I was gonna protect the birdseed and walnut vault with the most state-of-the-art security measures, just like the casino did in Ocean's 11. So once in the casino, you'll see the slot machine and the classic Vegas buffet, but with a warning. Take more than an ounce, you're gonna have to deal with security. Now that I got the squirrels on the run, they'll naturally want to jump to this bar, but there's a twist. Like it actually twists, which I think is gonna give them some problems. But if they can figure this out, they'll jump into this crate. And the good news is that it's filled to the brim with their favorite food, which is walnuts. And I know this because I tested a bunch of different options, and they always went with the walnuts first. But the bad news is that once you add a little weight to the system, the helicopter starts moving, just like the helicopter for Mission Impossible. Oh, and we've got a baffle here at the top to stop a squirrel from just crawling along the wire from the fence. The helicopter stops next to this wall, which seems simple enough, except that the bricks randomly move and adjust themselves in and out. And of course, at any time, if they fall off, they gotta go back and start over the whole course from the beginning.
Well, that's a shame. Y'all think a squirrel's gonna survive this? I don't know if they'll be able to survive it, chat. It sounds like a squirrel won't be able to survive this. Yes.
After that, we come to their hideout. And this is when they'll switch from defense to offense, because it's where they hang out and plan. You can see it's sort of messy with their tools and their blueprints on the wall that show if they open the floor on the elevator shaft leads them underground and into the sewers. Then if they crawl through the sewers, it will take them right to the control center for a second room that might look familiar. And just like in Mission Impossible, their goal is to go up through the ceiling to access the air vents. But there's no way to make it up there unless they type the password into the keyboard in the control room next door, like this. And at that point, they can climb the ladder.
It's Mission Impossible, guys!
And they're in the vents. And the vents are a total maze. There's lots of different twists and turns they'll need to navigate up here. So at any moment, if they're too lost, they can always exit the whole course by using the one-way squirrel emergency exits, which also exists for any enclosed room on the whole course. And for the penultimate challenge, it's back down from the air ducts through this laser maze where they'll have to harness their inner Catherine Zeta-Jones. If they sufficiently touch any of the lasers, the metal base contacts and completes the circuit, which sends a signal from this microcontroller to a relay to a solenoid, which causes this pneumatic piston to fire, which slams this door shut for 1 minute. And because I'm basically certain they'll try and get to this point by climbing from the roof on top of this tube, I've placed a shield here with another enforcement squirrel to try and deter them. And so finally, if they've made it through the laser maze and everything that came before it, they've made it to Fort Nuts. And as far as I'm concerned, if they crack the safe by giving this handle a little turn, they've earned every last walnut in this bank. After the course was set up, they could definitely smell the walnuts in the vault, and then you could see them sort of working things out from the fence line. And so after 2 months of prep work, it was time to test our extensive security measures against this formidable set of 500-gram rodents. And right out of the gate, we got him with the buffet. And as he sticks his entire face under the sneeze guard, absent-mindedly reading the sign, you can see the exact moment he realizes he might have screwed up. And the slow-mo shows Rick just really laying himself out. Oh, by the way, that's Rick. All 4 squirrels have names, and more importantly, like any crew looking to pull off a heist, they all have specific roles to play. Starting with everyone's favorite, Fat Gus, who of course is the master.
Fat Gus! Let's go! It's Fat Gus!
Mind of this operation. On a heist, this is the role of the Frank Ocean or an Ethan Hunt. Now I just have to say, for those who aren't familiar, last year I named one of the squirrels Fat Gus because he loved to eat and was a little on the hefty side.
Sounds like
But then halfway through, I noticed he had nipples, which it turns out means he was actually a girl.
Fat Gus is a girl? Fat Gus is a girl? My gosh, it's fat. Then what do we call them? What do we call them? Guys, give me names. What can we call them? What do we call them? If they're not Fat Gus, what do we call them? Well, let's guess the name Mark Rober's Fat Nessie.
And a pregnant one at that. So
uh-oh. Fat Nessie. That might work. I don't know. But the squirrel's pregnant as well. The squirrel's Fat Ness or Nessie. Okay. And what would that squirrel's child be named? Because the squirrel's pregnant. Squirrel's prego. Yeah, that squirrel's prego. Best of
It was just a whole PR disaster, and I switched the name to Fantastic Gus and rephrased a few other things, but to be honest, Fantastic Gus just doesn't roll off the tongue like Fat Gus. So I asked permission to use my preferred phrasing, and as you can see, I got full consent. Next
Never mind, we're calling him Fat Gus.
up is Rick. He's the acrobat, the grease man.
Let's go, Rick. Let's go, Rick. Let's go, Rick.
And the gutsy one. He's the go-to for any task that is going to require some athletic abilities. And then we've got Marty. He's the hacker. Anything with
Let's go, Marty. Wait, are we talking? No, we're talking about Squirrel Marty. We're
computers or bank safes, and he's your guy. But while he's really smart, he also scares pretty easy. And finally, we've got Frank with logistics. A good heist starts with a good plan.
Oh, they did say yes, but I don't know if they had any no.
He's got the whole
stuff.
course memorized, and he's mapped it out and provided blueprints for the team. And so back to the course, we've got Marty the hacker here, who again is a bit skittish, so you can see he's coming in pretty cautious. But who can resist a buffet?
Okay.
Once again, the real magic is found in the slow-mo. Eventually they realized security was just too tight.
There was no tongueness. Oh
This
my
casino,
god!
and Rick goes straight to the twist bar. Excellent. Here's try 2.
Honestly, I think if they had someone know, I think they would have picked. I don't know what they would have picked.
And with some motivation for the bird, he's like, I got this, I got this, I got this. I don't think I got this. The real-time replay on this one is great too. And at this point, Fat Gus is like, I'm gonna need that crate of walnuts. Let me show you how it's done. Which turns out somewhat predictably.
Gosh.
Now really frustrated, acrobat daredevil Rick tries a totally different route.
Jump. Just jump.
I gave this a 9.5, but sorry Rick, the Russian judge
They didn't make it. That's
Give it a 6.
sad.
You gotta stick the landing. Logistics man Frank knows the wire connected to the fence leads to the helicopter crate, so he tries sneaking in the back door and is also forced to retreat. And finally, Marty the hacker realizes if you're just scared and you run real fast, the bar doesn't have time to spin on you. And you can see Rick just replicating the strategy. So after about 2 days, all of them can cruise through the first part of this.
Yeah, that's funny. He said, I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can
course about this fast, and Fort Nuts was already feeling less and less secure. Fat Gus is like, wait, is this thing moving? I'm good. Here, Rick hypothesizes if he doesn't sit in the crate, it won't move. And here, he rejects that hypothesis with a legendary leap. And now's a good time to remind ourselves that squirrels are one of the few mammals that can survive a fall from any height. Because as you can see here, they make their bodies super flat to increase drag, effectively becoming their own.
That is why there's flying squirrels. There's flying with... falling with style
Parachute.
squirrels.
But just in case, you okay, Rick?
Yep. All good.
Yawn.
And Marty the hacker, Frady Cat, is just like, yeah, I'm super not down with this. Eventually, it's the fearless leader, Fat Gus, who demonstrates the ride is definitely worth it. And soon you've got Frank and the rest of the gang following suit. Which leads us to the wall of 1,000 moving bricks.
Uh-oh, they're not gonna survive this. Yeah, I'm okay.
And first up, you got Fat Gus, who kicks things right off with a pull of his parachute.
Parachute!
And Rick just barely misses. Skittish Marty gets one taste of a moving brick and absolutely yeets himself into this tree. And while there were plenty of instances where a moving brick did dump the squirrels, causing them to start over from the beginning, what was even better was Marty psyching himself out in the anticipation that a brick might move, even though the wall wasn't powered on for any of these clips. And thanks in part to the dutiful supervision of Fat Gus, eventually, like all the other challenges so far, they got it down to a science where they could cruise by the wall fairly quickly. And now's a good time to mention, the squirrels weren't the only ones attempting the course.
What do we think, guys? Is a rat
Splinter the rat, and here he is with one of his buddies. He liked to make the rounds to all the houses each night, which sometimes were vacant, and sometimes they weren't. There goes Frank to chase him off his lawn. And you might have noticed the stuff in the house. The squirrels would gather nesting materials from various sources, or, somewhat hilariously, just steal from each other. Here's a bonus Santa Claus impression for all the Fat Gus fans. Out there. So from Splinter and his buddies to not at all creepy possums, there's a surprisingly constant variety of wildlife that passes through a suburban backyard, including a dumb dog who for some reason is much less interested in squirrels than he is my camera gear.
He wants to pee.
Which is a lovely segue back to the squirrel hideout, where the heist was really just picking up steam.
Go all the way. Wait. Yeah, it's so cute. Wait, hold on. Yeah, adorable information. Yeah, go back up. Yeah, they didn't even go down. They went down, ate, went back up. Okay, now they're going through.
And after Hacker Marty had accessed the computer and lowered the ladder, Fat Gus followed behind and joined him in the vents. But in the process, a critical tool dropped down, which led to a lovely recreation of an iconic scene.
That was cool. I love that.
And as a side note, they figured out the exit door pretty quickly, and they functioned as a one-way door exactly as intended. And now with the vents, it was Frank's time to shine. You can see here, he's just double-checking the actual air duct layouts to make sure they match the blueprints he's memorized. And once he's satisfied, he steps up, and as you can see, he nails it first try. You can just sense his confidence here. Contrast that with Marty, who's like, all right, I think it was a right, no, straight. Oh, was it left? Crap, I gotta go check the map again. And as a result, most of his runs would end up looking something like this. So here's Frank coaching him from the outside, and you can see Marty's a little defensive about it. So Frank hops in so they can work out their differences. And then with a little encouragement, he gets him going down the right way. All the while, Fat Gus continues to supervise. Focus, Marty. There you go.
So, yeah, focus, Marty.
Which brings us to the laser maze. Here's Acrobat Rick's first approach, and he's like, yeah, that's us. And just as expected, he climbs on top of the tube, and he's like, yeah, I totally got this. When in fact, he didn't have it. In real time, it happens so fast, it just looks like chaos.
That would be funny if they actually did.
But if we slow down this second attempt, we can remind ourselves of how squirrels have mastered the laws of physics to always land on their feet. Did you catch it? The first is the locking of the head on a landing target in less than 300 milliseconds. If you go back and watch any jump from this video, that locking of their head is the first thing they always do. And the second is using conservation of angular momentum like an ice skater to pull their arms and legs in and out at the right times to rotate fast and then hold in the right orientation. Combine those two tricks with the flat body parachute and extending their legs at the last minute to absorb the shock, and they are perfectly adapted for living high in the trees. In fact, squirrels have been around for over 30 million years, and they've had to evolve relatively little in all that time.
Wait. So. Hey Google, were squirrels around when the dinosaurs were here?
On the website Quora.com, they say, squirrels weren't around, but there were mammals around that resembled squirrels.
Squirrels weren't around, but there were mammals that sure look like squirrels.
So then Rick's like, fine, I'll use the stupid tube like a normal squirrel. What is this? Oh, see, I knew this was sus. And here's Frank, who just watched what happened and therefore is appropriately cautious. But he hops right back on the saddle, and this time he nails it. And in the end, it feels appropriate that the mastermind, Fat Gus, was the first one to make it successfully through the laser maze, and then to subsequently make it to Fort Nuts. I mean, how Fat Gus is this? Falling not just for one decoy nut, but for both of them. Which paves the way for Marty the hacker to be the one to crack the safe, and as you can see here, he's pretty stoked about it. And first he just checks it out, like yep, yep, this is just like the schematic showed. And then, the big moment.
They opened it, let's go!
Once the safe opened, these cargo nets unfurled, which just allowed better access to their loot. But interestingly, more often than not, after getting a walnut, instead of jumping off, they would go all the way back through the course. Here's Jumpy Marty exhibiting some real PTSD, even though I'd already turned off the whole system. So once again, the squirrels took the W, but as far as I'm concerned, they earned it. And I can't complain with how things turned out, cause Rick buried all his extra nuts in the yard, Marty and Frank made up and rekindled their friendship, and Fat Gus got some long-sought quality time with the bird feeder.
Aw, that's cute.
So everyone was happy. Well, almost everyone.
The birds weren't happy. That's the sequel. The birds weren't happy, so they were like, no. All right. The birds had to get some revenge. Wait. It's out. Sorry, this is my favorite game.
Lately, there's been strange singing echoing through the ruins at night.
Find sister. Help me.
A long time has passed since the last human visited this place.
Such bold scrutiny would make anyone shy.
Is the cat talking?
Bring me enough black blings, and I might consider giving you the treasure you seek.
First it was adventurers, then the investigation team. Everyone who steps into the ruins at night disappears without a trace.
It's a pair of gloves playing the piano. Finally, someone can see me and hear my music. Go ahead. The palace hasn't heard a new song in a long time. I believe she'll welcome you.
Hundreds of years later, and you finally came.
Do you think Queen Philomea's song really cursed the ruins?
Be grateful that I, Philomea, Queen of Heartcraft, will be the last person you ever see in your life.
If we want answers, we're gonna have to face our fears.
Right now doesn't even support this thing. Like, this is another level of Nikki that it cannot support. Alright. Now back to the funny videos. I just wanted to show y'all that. Show y'all how fascinated I am with that. Great. Hold on. Oh my gosh.
Zaxby's just out-Phillied the Philly with our signature crispy chicken fingers, sauteed peppers and onions, garlic
He's
aioli, and
the
melty
laser
cheese.
dance scene from Sonic. Number 3, of course.
Our Robotniks have entered the chat.
Wait. Poppy seed?
Oh, childhood beauty.
Grand
He's
Geezer.
still.
Donde está? I'm right here. If you weren't family, I could have got you like a pheasant. I mean, try to keep up.
I mean, gotta keep up.
What now, my cunning cohort? Just a little teamwork. Hey, the lasers don't seem to be penetrating my suit. They're conforming to the shape of my bodacious bod. Of course. I designed these suits to create a field of laser-bending thermal distortion. Wasn't sure it would work till now. You're a heartless son. Rotten to the core. I'm so proud. So now we can just dance right through. That sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna show the. I just wanted to show that part. This might be copyrighted. Okay. As I would like to continue to stream, I am gonna hold on. I'm planning to raid. So stop raids for an hour. Okay. So I'm gonna raid to someone who's doing a subathon right now. It's Mega. Where is Mega? Falling. Mega. All right. Hold on. All right. How do you raid? Click a button and you raid. So yeah, we are going to go over to Mega, which, she's currently doing a subathon right now. She's another kitty-like VTuber, and she's doing art right now. So we're just going to have some fun. So yeah. I will see y'all next time. Bye. Boom, boom, boom.